Welcome to Survivor Scale. I'm H2 Mass, and today I'm ranking every main character in Juan Carlos Fresnadillo's 2007 Titillating Terror 28 weeks later, where we see what happens when the US military stops caring about the citizens of another country and lets a deadly virus ravage its population. We start the film with Don and Alice stirring some pasta in the dark before discussing how lucky they are for sending their kids on a school trip to another country so they don't have to hide from the ravenous killing machines rampaging across Britain like their parents. As they begin eating, we see the other people hiding in the house, and a man named Jacob perfectly explains that all the regular humans that used to inhabit the country have either been killed or turned into zombies.
It's just us in here and them out there.
Proving him wrong, they hear a loud knocking on the door and a child screaming to get inside, so Alice gets up to help, but Dawn hints at his self-preservation and tells her not to. As the kid's loud-ass banging and screaming continues, however, Dawn lowers his selfishness and lets him inside. The kid then starts horking down some food and tells everyone that an ensemble of zombies have been chasing him for days, just in time for one to break through the boarded windows and treat one of the survivors' arms like a meal at a drive-thru.
We have the meat.
This kid really brought zombies straight to them. Jacob then pulls the woman away from the window, but right as they fall to the floor, she turns into a zombie and nearly vomits on him, but Dawn shows adaptability and quickly kills her with a crowbar. More zombies then break into the house and all the survivors get separated, so Dawn goes looking for Alice, but even after he tells her not to, she stops trying to escape and runs to help the kid that just brought death to their door. Unfortunately though, a zombie walks into the room, and even though Alice begs for help, Don leaves his wife behind and escapes the house, not going back inside even when he sees her banging on the window before getting dragged further inside. I can't even blame him. No way he would have gotten back into that house with 30 zombies that throw up infectious blood and can punch through wooden planks like a black belt in karate. Showing his stamina, Don continues sprinting as another wave of zombies closes in on him. Eventually, he arrives at a dock where Jacob barely manages to detach a boat right before the zombies reach them, allowing Don to get on just in time, but leaving Jacob as the virus's next victim when Don fails to save him as the zombies pull him into the water and turn Jacob into one of them too. See, he's not totally selfish. He did try to save him. Don then knocks Jacob off the side of the boat and kills him with the motor before sailing off to relative safety. After an unknown amount of time, we meet Sergeant Doyle, a sniper standing guard at a protection center as the US military reintroduces some of Britain's citizens back into the country. We then meet siblings Andy and Tammy as they get off a train to find their father, none other than Don himself. Next, we see a group of high-level military officers talking about the potential problems of admitting children into the area. Major Scarlet, though, reveals her caution when she emphasizes the ever-present danger of the virus, while the other officers minimize it. Meanwhile, Don takes his kids to the housing facility, where he somehow managed to climb the ranks and become the section officer, the man with access to all areas and who gives the film an excuse to have a plot.
I run the place.
No way that's not going to come into play later. After they arrive at their penthouse suite, Don tells Andy and Tammy what happened at the beginning of the film, but says that when he tried to save their mother, she had already died. At night, Andy has a bad dream where his mother takes off a bit too much makeup, causing Andy and Tammy to reveal much of the military's incompetence when they sneak out of the safe zone and head into the restricted area, where they then go to their old house and find a picture of their mother so they can have something to remember her by. Sergeant Doyle, though, displays his great observational skills when he notices the kids and tells his superiors that some citizens have left the area. At least someone's doing their job. When they arrive at the house, Andy finds the creepy person from Mulholland Drive, who turns out to be his mother Alice, just dirty and emaciated from surviving a horde of ravenous zombies and then scrounging around alone for 7 months. How the hell did she survive? Some military officers then arrive and bring Tammy and Andy back to the housing center, but take Alice deeper inside to a decontamination area. There, Scarlet draws blood from Alice, but finds a bite on her arm, raising questions about how she hasn't turned in 28 weeks when everyone else has in less than 28 seconds. Scarlet then analyzes the blood and realizes that despite not showing any symptoms, Alice is still infected and can infect others. Though Scarlet wants to use Alice to create a vaccine or a cure, General Stone displays his ruthlessness and decides to just kill her ass.
We need to run some tests.
Run tests on a corpse, Major.
Unfortunately though, his subordinates have such poor observation and security that they let Don sneak into Alice's containment room, bypassing all the locks with his lame-ass key card that miraculously gives him access to quarantine people as well. What the hell does he need all that access for? Inside the room with no cameras or guards, Alice forgives Don for leaving her behind, and Don shows his gratitude by swapping saliva. For some reason though, he starts acting like he needs a Snickers bar and begins bleeding out of every hole in his body as he becomes a zombie, leaving the fearful father foaming and frenzied in A tier. Filled with rage, zombie Don then starts beating Alice, who can't fight back at all because the military decided to strap her down like some bondage fetishists, but didn't decide to actually watch her. After causing one of the worst deaths in any zombie movie ever, Don continues to expose the military's incompetence as he goes around infecting the soldiers who didn't even have the awareness to notice a man gouging a woman's eyes out as she screamed at the top of her lungs.
Don't y'all have guns? Isn't this exactly what you're here for? How you get taken over by one zombie?
When General Stone's slow ass finally arrives, he finds a bunch of dead soldiers who got killed by one zombie and decides to lock down the entire area. Realizing that Alice has been killed, Major Scarlet finds Andy and Tammy in hopes that whatever immunity Alice had was passed on to her kids. The trio then move through the area, but as the military escorts everyone downstairs, Andy gets separated and thrust into a crowded room just perfect for quickly spreading a virus. Some soldiers then lock everyone inside, but conveniently forget that a room can have more than one door, allowing zombie Don to walk right in and start infecting people. This gotta be anti-military propaganda or something, man, cause these soldiers are ass. As the room fills with zombies, Andy shows some ingenuity and climbs on top of people so he can get into the vents and stay out of danger. The remaining humans then start running out of the building and the sniper starts shooting the infected, but with so many people, they don't know who to shoot and who not to, so General Stone just says fuck it and tells them to shoot everyone. Andy then goes into a warehouse with some other survivors, where he finds Scarlet and his sister. As some of the people inside talk about what to do next, Sergeant Doyle walks in and tells them that their best chance is to leave now while the snipers have other people to shoot that they can use as cover. Doyle then leads them through the streets as a sniper takes shots at the group. When they get to an alley, Doyle tells Sam, one of the survivors, to run out into the open to make the sniper reveal his position, but when the man refuses to do it, Andy displays his boldness and runs out himself, exposing the sniper and allowing Sergeant Doyle to show off his accuracy as he kills him. They should call him Hawkeye. The group then runs to an underground tunnel as some jets fly through and bomb the streets, killing many of the infected, but Don's plot armor protects him from the fire. In the morning, the group ends up at an empty carnival, where Scarlet tells Doyle the importance of the kids. Doyle's friend Flynn then arrives to pick up Doyle, but he doesn't want to take the other people with him. Noticing another horde of zombies approaching them, Sam tries to climb onto the helicopter, but Flynn shakes him off, making sure to kill some zombies with the helicopter blades as he does so. The rest of the survivors then run away, and Doyle shows off his accuracy by shooting the remaining zombies, until another batch drops in and forces the group to start running away again. Before they can get back to Flynn though, they run into a cloud of poisonous gas and have to hide inside a car to avoid breathing it in. As they unsuccessfully try to start the car, a group of flamethrowers approaches from behind, so Doyle gives Scarlet his gun as he goes outside to push the vehicle. Just as the car starts though, the flamethrowers change Doyle into Boiled and send the sacrificial sniper turned sauteed soldier to S tier. As Andy, Scarlet, and Tammy try to get away, Scarlet shows off her driving skills when she evades a helicopter shooting at the car. She then drives into a tunnel and the three of them walk in the dark through an underground station, forcing Scarlet to demonstrate her communication skills when she has to tell Andy and Tammy how to move as she looks through the night scope to see while they have nothing. Well, that doesn't seem very fair. While all the other zombies have an uncontrollable rage and attack without hesitation, Don's lame ass can sneak around, so he comes out of nowhere and attacks Scarlet, who shows unimpressive melee by getting completely overwhelmed despite having a gun and night vision, leaving the medical major mauled and mutilated in A tier. Don then jumps onto Andy and bites his neck, but Don's plot armor finally runs out when Tammy shows the result of her resourcefulness and shoots her father with the gun she got from Scarlet's dead body. Despite having gotten bitten more than a minute ago, Andy doesn't turn into a zombie, and the two of them go to the stadium, where they find Flynn ready to pick up Doyle, but instead ends up taking Andy and Tammy over the English Channel to France. 28 days later, we see some French people very hungry for baguettes, dooming the continent and leaving these sad siblings with uncertain survival status in B tier. But that's it. The average rank of this cast was B tier. Pretty good collection of characters. As the follow-up to one of the most provocative portrayals of zombies, 28 Weeks Later cranks up the violence and creates an intense but entertaining story of survival. Even if the military was kinda dumb. Thanks for watching.